that are,
Now, a research plan would be required, it would just be.
well, that's,
Yeah,
yeah, that's my,
Yeah.
that's my question. Is,
We don't want
is
it
do we
where-
want it in section 9, for example, like Commissioner Miller's idea of 100% Arkansas ownership or some version of that? Should that be either a subsection, which these are not required, but
Are encouraged.
are encouraged? It seems like we ought to have, instead of mandating they have to have these in 9, which that's what I would consider 9 to be. We almost need another place to say, these are things that we would reward,
Well-
but not necessarily mandatory.
So what if we put, B is the commission shall consider the following? What if we make a C that says the commission may consider
Yes.
the following? And then do your, you don't have to, but it's gonna be favorable to have it. Just create a different section.
And I guess I would put some of those same things we were talking about instead of making them, I mean, I guess we can talk, are all those things we just said mandatory? Or are some?
No, they just give points, but that could also be under community benefits by more Arkansas ownership. So under community benefits, we could just add, with,
But the point-
percentage of
but the point
Arkansas
would
ownership.
The point would be the community benefit section doesn't go in section 9, 9B, it would go at 9C.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you could add the Arkansas ownership
I'd put
under
it.
the community
Right.
benefit. And then we
Well,
could-
I think all of that goes under, we can award points, but not necessarily 100% required.
Yeah, not required.
Somebody comes in with,
Strengthened your application, and when they
Strengthens the
say, why did I get it
application,
versus not, I say, well, it was close, but you had 100% Arkansas ownership, and you only get 60. So then there's a reason for it. So I think that's a good criteria.
So, let me make sure I've got this. We've got a 9C, which is going to be the commissioners may consider this for your application. Community benefit, and under that is a substance abuse plan. Maybe an Arkansas ownership, 100%
Yeah.
ownership.
Ownership percentage,
percentage of Arkansas ownership.
compassionate need plan.
They filed a bill on that today, on Arkansas ownership.
No, they've not filed one on Arkansas ownership. They
They
filed,
research, okay,
Research,
research,
yeah.
Aaron, research, that's community.
Anything that's not required.
Research
filed
plan,
before that.
employee working environment
Yeah.
plan.
I think that needs to be, that's gonna be mandatory.
Okay.
That's gonna go, the work environment's gonna have to be sanitary and all that stuff,
Okay,
so
we'll leave that
that's,
out. Good.
that's mandatory.
I think those are the kind of things, yeah. we-
Okay. Do you want to move the economic development and diversity under that section as opposed to section B?
Yeah, I was better with
I think
Okay.
that
that.
would
Yeah,
make
Yeah,
like
that would-
this. That would go. And maybe an affiliation with medical personnel, or that, would that go under?
I think it would go under the
That would go-
discretionary.
They get all those in one category.
Because it allows the applicant to not have to think about extra points if you don't lay them out. They may not choose to do them, but, you know, it allows them
It
to.
will separate.
It's disclosed to them,
Right.
to separate the
That'll trouble when we score them. There's no criteria to be as objective about it we can. So we didn't, you have a research plan, they didn't, et cetera.
So for example, one of the things I liked a little bit more is having a separate, like, the transportation section. I feel like our rules kind of just say ability to comply with, you know, what's coming from another department. I guess the question then becomes, is that sufficient? Basically saying, hey, you have to comply with the transportation rules versus having a specific section in here that talks about you have to be able to do transportation in and of itself. And then that gives us some kind of merit-based, tell me how you're gonna do it.
Well, I think having that in here
2H.
to comply,
So 2H.
okay, yeah, I was looking. If it is in your rule, so ability to maintain effective control against diversion of marijuana, ability to comply with requirements of signage, packaging, labeling, chain of custody, and other laws and regulations regarding the operation of medical marijuana. There are going to be other laws, and so I think that gives you enough basis to when you draw up your actual application, to then look at those rules which will be in place and identify factors within that rule that you want them to specifically explain how they're going to accomplish that.
And I guess that's kind of my point, is I think with what we just changed that in the section 9C, we get a lot closer to having the basis for some of this. What I like is how it starts laying out in the rubric is having, I want more information for transportation than just, are you complying with whatever transportation rules are out there?
And
Does that make sense?
it does, and I think though, you have the legal basis based on what is in 9 to then sort of flesh that out in your rubric to say, I want to know what kind of packages you're gonna be shipping this in. I want you to explain to me what kind of trucks. Are they armored? What are the drivers? What are your security standards for that? All that based on the transportation rules that will then be in effect for them to comply with. So I think it's as far as you can go, really, in your rules, without the commission being responsible for transportation rules.
Right. And I guess that's what leads me back from our rules to what I was kind of still proposing, is how they laid it out in the Connecticut version, where they give us a little more detail. We were talking earlier about, make sure they're in here. Things like the marketing plan or the packaging, those are things that I care about. I think they're kind of in our rules. They're maybe not totally fleshed out, because the ability to comply with the security requirements of blank, we still gotta fill all that in, we know that.
Well, can we not just
And maybe
leave
it's
those?
just how it maybe my question then, sorry to interrupt, is how that transfers totally into the way this looks is just different than what I was expecting.